Greetings from Sharebility, Uganda. This lesson, we are going to be looking at our Sharebility report software. When you go to our website, webservices.sharebility.net, we have some Sharebility software tools. So when you click on that, you will see this page with Sharebility report software. We have primary, we have new curriculum, we have A-level, even we have nursery. And each of these, when you place an order, you will receive an email, and this email will be able to have details on how to download. You will download a zip folder like this, which we shall send you through email. And when you download it, you have to extract it, and then you put in a password that we send you separately. Now, this password, after putting it in, it will enable you to extract this. Now, when you extract it, you will find some. First of all, we have some samples so that you know what to expect. The sample report card that is provided. Now, there is one for NCDC which was released, and it's the one which we based on. It had attendance, it had the detailed section which has the competency, the score, the teacher's remark, generic skills, and then the teacher's name. So we have this format, and it was spanning several pages, and several pages which were there. Then on this other page, we have the games and sports clubs projects, and then we have some key, and then we have a summary of end of year performance, which is at the end, which summarizes now out of 20, out of 80, out of 100, and then the grade descriptors. Yeah, so so this particular report card, when it came out, many schools were surprised and saying, "Hey, this is very many pages." So what we did, we didn't want to leave out any of that information, but again, we wanted to make sure that the report card fits on the minimum pages possible. So we compressed and maximized space usage on A4 paper, and still put the same details as NCDC had prescribed, in addition to putting information on school pay and school fees. Some schools have been asking for that information to be reflected, and also putting a photo and attendance. So we have this on our report card format, enhanced, and then the report card fits on only 3 pages. The detailed report card, only 3 pages up to here, so all the subjects will be able to fit. Then in the 4th page, we have put 3 alternatives for the 4th page. The first alternative is the summary of the formative assessment results, whereby you have the here, for example, this chapter is 2.7. It's summarizing the same thing which was the other side. If you go on page 1, the score was 2.7 for the first chapter. Yeah, so here on the summary report card, that 2.7 still comes here, and we have the 2.8. We have a summary of the in case it is a term where learners have not done out of 80 exams, they have only done activities of integration. So you have this, and then you have the score out of 20. The remark and generic skill is there, and the teachers' names. So you have something like this, and then in case it is a term, down here we have the overall achievement out of 20, the identifier, and then the descriptor, whether the learner is moderate, high, or low. Now, in case at the bottom, we also have the other key. We have the projects, the games, the teacher's remark, and all those things there. Now, in case it is a term where learners have done out of 80 exams, we have a summary option where you have the out of 20 now combined, then the out of 80, the 100, the grade, and then the grade descriptor and teachers' names. And also we have down here the overall achievement, the identifier, and then the descriptor, whether it is moderate. Yeah, now we have added another alternative again of the summary. In this one, we combine in detail, we combine the activities of integration. They are there out of 3, then the out of 20, the out of 80, then the out of 100, and then the grade. So everything is summarized in this one. So you can be able to choose one of the three. Other will be showing you how you can eliminate the other two and remain with only this one, and you have it in addition to the other 3 pages which are there. So this is just quick on how the report card, what to expect. Now let us dive in and see how do you come up with this kind of report card. Now our report software, we have based on readily available software that you have on your computer, and in this case we use what we call Excel. There is a readme here, you can open it, it guides you on what to do step by step, and also, but I'm going to just dive in here because what I'm telling you is what is described inside that readme text. There is another folder for photos, and in this folder here, if you have a camera, you can take some photos of children. You can even use a phone and take portraits of learners behind a white background and put the photos within this folder, and rename each folder with the learner's name. Then after that, you rename each folder with a learner's name. You can use some tools like Picasa and others which can help you to crop the photos, to cut the photos so that the photos are in this direction. Yeah, for me, I use a software. It's called a software which I use called the Picasa Photo Viewer. You can be able to look for it if you can get it, or you can use Microsoft Picture Manager. It can help you. Now, leaving the photos aside, we have the Excel sheet now. When you open, Excel is a friendly software. Many teachers who learn computer applications, these are the packages, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. These are the packages that are in every computer in Uganda has this software. So it is not a software that is unique, that people have never seen. It's a software that they are friendly to, so it will become easy for them to use because they have the interface with it. The first sheet is the class teacher's sheet. The class teacher is responsible for putting in names of students. Now there are some dummy names which are there. Don't delete. Don't be tempted to delete a row. No, because it is going to cause inconsistency with the other subjects. These sheets are linked. So what you do, just remove only up to here. Just remove details only up to here. Don't cross beyond this blue line. Just remove these details, and then you can put in your own what detail. So for example, if I want to put the line number, so just remove the data, don't delete the row. So I say maybe learner 001, that is maybe the line or the registration number, admission number, any name. Then I can put here the person that I want to put. So I will say this is I'm going to put Namugwere. This is Nora, so I'm going to say Nora Namugwere. Okay, so when I have Nora Namugwere, then I can be able to select her photo. I right click and then I choose link. Okay, so when I say link, I go to the photos and I pick Nora's photo. Let me choose this one to be Nora's photo. So you right click and then link. Then you choose the stream where she is. So I say she's in senior 3 East. Okay, then the house, in case you have houses, you can put there yellow house. Some people want to put religion instead of house, so you can choose any field that you want. If you want to put religions or you want to put some other thing, then you can change here to religion and then you put here, then that word will go to the other side on the report card in that same field. Now the total days, if the term has 6 weeks, a term has 12 weeks, and each week learners study for 5 days, that means 60 days. So total days will become 60, which we expected to have a learner in class. And you can just put there how many days the learner has been absent. So if the learner has been absent 5 days, it will automatically calculate for you the number of days present. Then we have these other things of games and sports, because you have the games teacher, the clubs, the patron, and also if learners have done some projects, you can put here some comments. Here for project, you just put here the subject and then the title of the project. Subject colon title of the project, and then the project score out of 10, then a remark If the learner did extensive research, what was the learner's role in that project? If the project was liquid soap project, what did the learners do? What is the learner's role? What did the learner do? How was the learner's participation in that particular project? Then CRE, so we have made the provision of 3 projects, so you can be able to fill in case you have not done projects. It's okay, you can leave them blank. Then this side, you leave the class teacher's comment is auto-generated from the scores, but if you want time, you can still override and then you type it in. So you can also just customize. This side we have the fees balance and the school pay code. You put all those details as a class teacher. Now we have some settings this side for the automated comments on the report card. Out of 20, from 0 to 5.9, what should be the comment? Few competencies. From 18 to 20, outstanding. So you have that. And then there is a good question here. Remember, there is a report format for a term where learners never did out of 80. So if learners don't have out of 80 exam, they only did activities of integration, you choose no. Then you'll be able to use the other format. In case learners these days, UNEB has even released the sample end of cycle assessment, and some schools are giving some trial exams for learners so that they are ready for UNEB. So if your school has given out of 80 exams, then you say yes, you choose from the drop down there. Make sure you make that setting correctly so that the system can compute for you your results. We have another customization here. We have many options. This is now the comments for the grades. You can be able to we have some default comments here. This is a grade descriptor, and this is the default class teacher's comment for that particular grade. As you will see, you need to put in extra effort in all subjects if you have from 0 to 29. So you can feel free to edit those comments in case you need. And in this version, we also have a head teacher's automation, the comment for head teacher. Also, we have options for learners who have from 0 to 29. There is a comment. We appreciate your effort and we encourage you to keep pushing yourself to improve in all subjects. So you can be able to edit these comments, generic comments, if you want them to be there. In case you don't want these to be auto-generated, you can just remove them so that the teacher will be able to write using some ink after printing the papers. Now, finally, we have what we call generic skills. This is a new thing that is also in the new curriculum. The generic skills are to do with soft skills. So, is the learner resilient? Is the learner time manager? Is it curious? Is it having empathy? Is it having a positive attitude? Is it a good communicator? So some teachers never knew what generic skills are and how to comment about them. So we have put here sample comments, positive comments, and also constructive comments for those who are weak, can improve, needs to improve on time management, and others. So all these comments here, you can add your own also. You can add some other comments as you desire in line with generic skills. Now, the other side, when you go to data entry now, let me start with generic skills where we ended here. You will find that now when I click on drop down, those comments that we put the other side on the class teacher, they are here. So it becomes easy for you to enter now. You no longer need to type. You just put, and even it is also here. You can also edit it from here. So these comments which are here are from the class teacher's sheet, but I can add in my own. For example, I can come down here and I say add your more customized comment and say learner good at creativity. Okay, so let me just say good at creativity as my comment in generic skills. So when I come here and I click on the drop down and I scroll down, the last comment is going to be that one which I have of good at creativity. As you can see, it is here, good at creativity. So we have added, that is a new feature that we have in version 4. But ideally, before putting in the generic skills, you have the names of the learners. So as you have the names this side on the class teacher's sheet, for example, if I put another learner here, L00002, and I say this is Peter, Peter Magola. Okay, if I have that Peter Magola, when I come to the mathematics now, data entry, Peter Magola will come automatically. As a mathematics teacher, you don't have to type anything. If you type any name, it will refuse. It will tell you, don't edit from here, update this from the class teacher's sheet. So you have to update from the class teacher's sheet. Now, what you do as a mathematics teacher, you just enter in the scores of activity of integration out of 3. So you put out of 3, you convert. If learners did out of 17, out of what, you convert out of 3. So you put in 2.4, 2.5, 1.7. Now as you put in, it automatically computes for you the out of 80. If they have done only 3 activities of integration, then you put only 3 activities of integration. So in case a learner has done only 2 activities of integration, okay, so if a learner has done only 2 activities of integration, then you should go ahead and put an X in case this other one was just missed. Otherwise, if you don't, it will only consider those 2, and sometimes it might be unfair to others. For example, if I have these 2 learners, and this one got 2.0 and this one 1.7, and this one also did the same. This one will get a higher out of 20 because he also has another, and yet this one maybe has 0.9 in this one, but because you never put an X, you will score higher. So you put an X in case a learner missed, or if the learner was missed, but it was because of the school, maybe he was sent for sports and everything, and you want to grade him on only 2, then you don't put the X like that. The system automatically show missed assessment in case a learner missed. Now we have the end of year out of 80. You enter this one out of 80. In case you put 95, it will refuse because it will tell you the score has to be out of 80. The same thing happens if you put an 8, it will refuse. The score has to be out of 3 in this part. Now the generic skills, like we said, there is a drop down now. So you select from these generic which soft skills that the learner have. Talks and listens well. Okay. Then you look at this one here. What generic skills does he have? If he's weak, then you say displays good. So I can say, for example, needs to work on meeting deadlines consistently. So you can be able to enter in the generic skills, but in case you want your own comment, maybe the learner has a bad handwriting, you can still type your comment. This time you can type it this side. It needs to improve on neatness. Okay. So I can be able to type my my comment this side. It doesn't allow you to type in here directly. If you try to type here directly, it may refuse. So in that case, you can just type it this side and then you just copy and paste it there. Then it will go there. In case you want to put your own, you don't want even these ones which are in the drop down. You want to type your own comment. Then you can type outside and then you paste in. So basically, that is what we are having on data entry. Now the same thing that you do on mathematics, on English, on history, on chemistry, you can be able to do it in the same way. We have been looking at the topics in the syllabus and make sure that we have made a provision of up to 5 topics, although some subjects like ICT, they only have 2 topics in a term maximum. Yeah, so you can be able to enter that. Now we have many subjects here that we have provided. The compulsory subjects and even the elective subjects are there. In case you have another subject, for example, you don't do art and design, but you do technology and design, then you change here and you put there technology and design. This tab will remain art, but when you know this is technology and design, and you put your marks here if you are not doing art and design. And then on the report card where there was art, we shall also put there technology and design. Here where there is language, if you are doing Luganda, put it here. If you are doing Kinyala, Kitala, if you are doing 2 languages, chemist, maybe French and Kiswahili, but learners are not doing 2, you can put actually marks of both subjects on the same sheet, because not two learners are doing both both the Kiswahili and French. So you can put marks of Kiswahili and then also marks of what? on the same sheet. Now, in case there is another subject that you want to add, for example, nutrition and food technology, you can put it, you can choose which one you are doing and put marks on this other one. You cannot rename this sheet. It is disabled to rename, so just leave it, and doesn't matter, because all we want is just where to enter our marks, and they will go in the report card. Now, finally, before I leave the Excel sheet, we have what we call the summary sheet. The summary sheet is good if you are printing out staff meeting score sheets, so that you can analyze performance of learners. So we have the coursework out of 20 is there. So if you want only this, you can be able to copy this. You can feel free to press Ctrl N to create a new sheet and paste your marks, and then you can edit the way you want and print them out in your staff room. We have those of out of 80. We have those of out of 100 and the grades, and then we even have the level and moderate. So you can feel free to copy this out and take it outside and edit it the way you want to have it edited. So we have that. Now I'm going to close this. That is the biggest engine before generating the report card. So for the teachers, that's all they do. They just come, enter their marks of RE, and they go away. And the class teacher enters the details. Okay. So that is all. That is all you do. Now the person who is going to generate the report card is the ICT person. It can be a class teacher if he has a laptop, or is a teacher who is a bit compliant with ICT. It is not very difficult still. You just double click on this publisher file which has a report system, and when you open it, it is going to ask you a question. It is going to ask you that, do you want, so it shows you a path here. Do you want to connect to that external sheet? Now in case there is a spreadsheet in that place, it will just connect. It will just connect to it. And but in case there is nothing, then it will fail. So it will ask you, you say try to reconnect to the data sheet, then you say continue, and then you go to the desktop and you go to the report software here, and you select the data entry sheet that we have been entering in. Next time when you open it, it will not ask you. You select the Sharebility tab and then you continue, and it is going to open. Okay, it is going to open the report card. So this is the thing that you do. In case I close and I open again this time around, it is not going to ask that, because it already knows the path of where the Excel sheet is located. Okay, so let me pass close this. So it is good to close the Excel side before you go to the publisher side. Okay, yeah. So one thing I want to note is so I've closed it. So if I open it now again, it is going to ask me why. It is not going to ask, it is just going to load, because it's going to ask me, see, the path has changed. So I say yes. So it is going to just connect because the sheet is there in the right path. Now in case I want to connect this to another sheet, for example, this, what I've done here is for senior 1. Okay, so what I've done, actually it is good, by the way, to rename this folder. It is good to rename so that you can clearly know that this one here is the senior 1 folder, this is senior 2. So you can actually rename this and say this is senior 1. So you can be able to pick this out, and you can have senior 1, you can copy it again, and then you duplicate the same copy and rename and call it senior 2. So you can make instances of this same before even you enter in a lot of details of learners. It's good to do a copy of these folders, and you can even cut them from inside the downloads where you had downloaded it and put them on the desktop. You can put senior 3 on one computer in the staff lab, another senior 4 on another computer or another laptop in the staff room. So you can have like 4 laptops where you can put such that all teachers are not congested on the same computer. So you can use a flash, transfer this folder to another computer, to another computer, to another, such that each class has its own computer. So now if I come and I want to enter marks for senior 1, so if I double click now, it is going to ask me, because I've renamed the first is no longer valid. I changed the things, so it is unable to connect to where it was connecting earlier. So when I say yes, you see. So if I want to do that, I just go and rename the previous path, and then the thing stops connecting to the previous, and then I will be able to select a different data sheet which I want to connect to. Yeah, so that is something that I've repeated so that people can appreciate on how to connect to the right. Sometimes some teachers open the Excel sheet when they want to open it for senior 2, but when the publisher file is connecting to the senior 1 sheet. So in that case, you'll have to go and rename the folder so that the publisher can no longer connect to the other side. Then you'll be able to choose the right folder. Now let us see in here, how do we customize this report card? Right now it is having Sharebility Uganda High School. How do we remove? So to remove this Sharebility Uganda, you go to the master page. You edit it in one place so that it is going to work across. So you come here, feel free to right click and change the picture, change the logo. Get your report card, the old report card that you have been using, scan the logo which is there. Okay, so right click, and you can right click and then change picture, and then let me see, change picture. It should be able to ask me. Okay, so this is the okay. If the change picture is refusing, let me just say insert picture. Let me just insert picture. So I'm going to go to the desktop, and then I'm going to do the badge for Izon School of Computing. This is the school in Inabingo. Now feel free to design this part. You can decide to put your logo instead of the middle. You may want to put it on the right. Okay, so this is just basic computer. Like I said, the software that we are using is already familiar. Many teachers know, they have been typing exams, they know how to handle diagrams in Microsoft Office. So you should be able to use your skills of Microsoft Office. You can design this part, design information within this part. If you want to put the logo there, and then I say Izon School of Computing Nabingo. Okay, so I have something like that. If that is what I want to use, feel free to increase the font size, change the colors the way you want. You can be able to choose sample color. Let me choose a color from the logo here. So I have something like that. So feel free to change here the PO box and other things as needed in your report card. Yeah, so I'm not going to waste much time. These lines here, feel free to change their colors. If you don't want those colors, just click on them, and then you go under drawing tools, and then you can change the colors maybe to green if that's what you want. So you can be able to change the colors. Now we have another badge which is in the background here. Let's see if this one will allow me to change the picture. It normally brings it's supposed to bring here, only that here I'm having internet, so that's why it is not bringing. But let me also just remove this. So I'm just going to say insert picture. So when you say change picture, sometimes it allows you to easily just change picture. So I've just inserted my picture here. So when I insert the picture, I can be able to increase, the master page, I can be able to increase the picture. Now this picture, if I leave it like this, it is going to be too dark. If I come here to the master page here, and then I say close master page, you see the picture is too dark that the words can't be seen. So what do I need to do? I need to go back to the master page, and I right click on this picture, and I say format picture, and then where there is transparency, I make it 90%. In case I'm using Office 2013, in case I'm using the other Office and there's no part for transparency, then I can just increase the brightness instead. Yeah, so I click OK. So transparency 90%, it will make it faint, and so the badge will be in the back end. Yeah, so that is good. So I've customized the app there. Feel free to change colors if you want this table design, the colors to be different. You can be able to adjust them. Like I said, our report software is 200% flexible, so you can be able to adjust the colors and do anything that you need to do. Now here, in case you had changed this from a house to religion, you can change to religion, and then the other side where there is a house, you put there religion. So you can, if you don't have houses, maybe you want something else, or you don't want it totally, you can even just remove it from the report card. You don't want school pay, you can just remove it totally. Yeah, if you don't have that field. This is 100% editable. Now we have the report, the subjects here, the compulsory subjects are here. That is on page 1. We have page 2, the topics and competencies are here. Now, where do you get the topics and competencies? The teachers did schemes of work. So the schemes of work the teachers did, they schemed which topics and which competencies. They picked them from the syllabus. So just when the teacher is sending in his marks of a topic, remember these days we hand in marks for activities of integration for a topic. So as the teacher is submitting in the score, the 2.6, you also ask, the teacher has to write the topic and the competency on their score sheet. They enter the scores the other side in Excel, but the topic and competency, they have to put it here on the report card. For example, if the teacher has taught geometric construction as the topic, then even the competency has to be written there. So you can be able, this one you just put it once. You don't do it for every learner. You only do it once on this master report card. So you put in which topics were covered in biology according to the scheme of work for that term, and their respective competencies, so that the parent can know that my learner was able to learn this, he learned about farm tools and was supposed to learn how to measure and equip and manage to get a 2. So that's what we call CBC, competence-based reporting. Not just putting 80%. The parent doesn't know 80%, what does it mean? But if here you say, okay, the learner managed to get a 2 out of 3 from this topic, and the topic was about this, the teacher parent can also support the learner during the holiday. So these other comments will automatically come. The name of the teacher, you put it manually here on the report card. So if the teacher is called the Tenywa, you say Tenywa. You only do this the first time only for one student. Yeah, only for this master report card. Now, in case you are not doing here we have other. In case for you are not doing art and design, you are doing what? So you can remove all these things and you only leave art and design if that is what you are doing at your school. So we had put their options. If your school is not doing IRE, it's doing CRE, you can remove CRE and leave IRE. So you can be able to choose which subjects are in your report card. Now finally, as we conclude, we want to look at the summary sheet. The summary sheet, like I said, is in 3 phases. In case your school has done out of 80 exams, has not done, then you remain with this one. If this is page 3. If they have done, you want this one here which shows 20% and 80%, then you retain that one. If you want this one which has all, it has the summary of the topics and also the 20 and the 80. So what you do, you will go and delete this one. Okay, you delete this one. You just right click on it and delete. You right click on this one also and delete. Okay, so after deleting that, you remain with only 4 pages. So you choose which of the 3 summary sheets you need. This yellow thing which is up here, you also delete it so that it doesn't obstruct your badge. And you should be able to have your summary sheet. So you can sit down in here, the identifiers and everything is there. We have the co-curricular activities and project work. Project work is coming out very well. The various subjects and the projects that they did and the scores. The head teacher's comment has come. Everything has come. Like I said, in case you didn't want head teacher's comment, you do disable it from the other side so that it remains blank. And after printing, then the teacher can also be with these deputies and even class teachers you can support in having the class teacher's comments. The teacher's name can be changed here, and you can also stamp on this report card before you give learners. Now, having edited and customized our report card, here you can put the school motto on the master page when the next school will open and everything. Having edited our report card and we think it is good to go, you can be able to come to mailings first, and then when you click on this arrow, it will bring another learner. Okay, so it will bring Magola Peter here. I never put his photo here. So you can be able to scroll through various learners if you want. Now, you can click on edit recipients list first, and then you see, okay, I want to generate report card. Sometimes if you don't do this, publisher will even generate for ghost students, even for empty rows. So what you need to do is you need to go to that part of edit recipients list, and you deselect all learners, okay, and then you only select those learners that you think are active. There could be others who have been expelled, there are others who missed exams and you don't want to waste papers, so you can deselect those whom you don't want to generate report cards for, and then you only leave those you want to generate report cards. Then after doing this selection, you go to mailings, and then you click on finish merge, and then you say merge to new publication. Merge to new publication. Don't merge to printer directly, because the printer may not print margins correctly. So merge to new publication first. So when you merge to new publication first, you have another opportunity to still go through the report cards to make sure that everything is okay for each learner. Now here it is going to generate for each learner the report cards that are needed. Then after doing that, there are some schools which keep insisting, hey, we want a one-page report card. Hey, if you want a one-page report card, then you still have a provision. You can go ahead and delete the other first three and remain with only the summary report card, because it has a summary of everything. Yeah, so it has the activities of integration, the 2080. So if you want only one page report card, you can delete this. But of course, NCDC encourages that we have the detailed report card which shows the competencies and everything, because the summary does not show the competence. It only has scores. So a parent cannot know what exactly in mathematics learners have covered. Yeah, but if you insist on having a one-page report card, you can feel free to delete the first three, remain with only the fourth before you generate the publication to make the report cards for each student. Now, for you to print, you need it to save as PDF. File menu on this particular part, and then say save as PDF. And when you save as PDF, you will be able to have your report cards clean. So I'm going to have it here, and then I say senior 1 reports PDF. Okay, so I'll save it as PDF. Choose here PDF, portable document format, the one that you can easily put on a flash, and then you go and take for printing. If you want to print, you have a colored printer, you can just print. If you want your report cards to be in colored but you don't have a colored printer, it is very easy. You just prepare headed papers in advance which have colored. You can take to somewhere, NASA or anywhere they print for your rim, already having the headed paper and having this background watermark image behind, so they can make for you that kind of rim which has already the header and this. Then for you, what you'll do, you'll print using your black and white, and when you are designing here in Publisher, you remove the header totally, and even this picture you remove it. So then you put there the rim which is already branded, and you just print on the results only. So you'll have your report card when they are colored, but when you use the black and white printer. So you have your report card for the first learner, for the second learner, and for all other learners, and you can be able to print out. So I want to thank you very much. This is the Sharebility. We have report card software for even other levels. Feel free to visit our website, Sharebility Web Services, webservices.sharebility.net. Click on Sharebility Software Tools. You'll find even we have similar product for primary, and for those ones that's shorter because it's only one-page report card. So you can go check out also on our YouTube channel for videos about those report cards. Thank you very much.